Okay.
Absolutely.
Hi, everyone. I am Leslyn Keith. I'm president of the board with the Lipedema Project, and I'm with Lipedema Simplified. And I'm excited to be here today chatting with one of our speakers who's going to be at our symposium. This is Sean Mulroney, and he is a fantastic guy and a podcaster, and he has his own nonprofit. But I'll tell you, probably one of the most important things about Sean that he'll want you to know is that he's a huge baseball fan.
Oh, yes. There, see, look at that, Leslyn. There you go. I'm glad. See, that's good. You know it. You.
So, and I will tell you too that Sean is not being rude. He is trying to get this out to a whole bunch of other Facebook groups. He can sit here and he can listen to what I'm saying at the same time as he's doing all that technical stuff.
But ask Leslyn what her favorite team is, though. What? Tell everybody what your favorite team is.
Well, and see, I'm not a baseball fan, so this is the problem.
No.
I'm a basketball fan. Who is your favorite baseball team?
The Pirates.
The Pirates.
No. Well, wait a minute. The St. Louis Cardinals are. I'm from Pittsburgh, so it goes St. Louis, and I'm always loyal to whatchamacallit, to the hometown. But right. Cardinals are my team, right? So I'm very. I don't know. I love it. So, but yes, I'm a big baseball fan, and I'll eat, play, sleep baseball. Give me all stages of it, and I'll make it happen.
I'm trying to talk Sean into having. He has a podcast, The Obesity Revolution, and it's a very popular podcast. And I'm trying to talk him into also having a sports podcast because he does know a lot about sports in general, not just baseball. So he probably would do that very well, but. What we're really here today to talk about is that we do have a symposium, Innovative Solutions for Lipedema and Lymphedema Symposium, that's going to be happening virtually on October 22, 23, and 24. One of which of those days is Sean's birthday. And I think you're speaking on your birthday. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So don't clap, just throw money. So for birthday presents.
And so on this symposium is going to be talking about innovative solutions, as the title says, for both lipedema and lymphedema. And as a consequence that it happens so often also as a comorbidity, obesity. And Sean has experience with lymphedema and obesity. And it's been quite a harrowing tale, but he's coming through the other side and continuing on his journey. He's used keto, he's used carnivore, he's used a number of other treatments for his lymphedema. And so he's going to be presenting about that at the conference. But one of the main things I wanted Sean to talk about, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about this right now, Sean, is that it's not a linear pathway. You don't just start on doing all the right things and then you end up, perfectly healthy at the end. It's a lot of ups and downs. And I think you have some wonderful ways of keeping your mindset and your ability to keep going. You keep it up, you keep positive through all those ups and downs. Can you talk about and I don't want to give away all the good stuff that's going to be in your talk, but a little bit about your ups and downs, because you've had a lot of infections, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, and Leslyn, I appreciate you saying that and bringing that into fruition and talking about it, because, if weight loss were linear, I would be to my goal weight. And it's not so. On top of that, finding out what systemically is going on is a big thing. Most people don't talk about that. It's that you want to deal with the surface things. And we think that it's a quick fix. And we want the quick fix. But there's so many things going on. And then lymphedema, getting that and how many infections I had. Well, lymphedema pretty much took over my life.
Yes.
It had, my lobule on my leg, I call it Herbie because he's been with me so long. Mm-hmm. And it's like he's living on me rent free. And I just get to the point, though, Leslyn, is that everything that happens, that has happened to me, things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And I think that what I've learned and what I've had to overcome is that I'm not the only one. And then getting this lymphedema and it attacking me in my system, even now, okay, let me go ahead, here and start backwards. Even now, I'm having things happen that wouldn't they say just eat less, move more, okay? Everybody says, well, try this meal plan, try this diet, try everything. Well, everybody's an armchair quarterback, if you will. Mm-hmm. But nobody knows until somebody's in our shoes. And I want somebody just to say, hey, I thank God for empathy, but sympathy is what builds the bridge. Empathy was what gets us over the bridge. Right. And so where I'm at, this stuff, and then now I have leakage on my side that I've never had. I had an infection in May. I mean, and when I get an infection, I can gain anywhere from 50 to 80 pounds overnight.
And that's my legs from the inflammation and the increased swelling.
Yes.
And just for the people who don't know, Sean, what are the signs of infection? What happens to you when you go, oh boy, it looks like I got another infection? Because you've had,
28.
Over a dozen. Yes.
Well, no, I've had 28 infections.
Yes.
And 24, excuse me, and 18 hospitalizations since 2000.
Yeah.
So it started different back then. I just had to had a little bit of a fever and redness and get put on antibiotic. Then it changed. I got Stevens-Johnson syndrome in 2004. And my infections changed like you wouldn't believe. And when that all changed, now it's like I get the chills, I get the fever, I feel achy from my head down to my toe. My lymphedema my lobule starts getting so tight. The redness, hot to the touch. And then I know I don't mess with it. I go right to the hospital as soon as that happens. And I don't even put off a day.
And say that I want you to say that again, Sean, because some people think that when you have lymphedema and you get signs of infection, they may think, oh, let's just see if it gets better. No, you are like straight to the hospital. That is so important.
It right away. No, there's no, stop. No, think about it. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, but guess what? I don't want to die either. Mm-hmm. So infection, I mean, I've been septic. I've had to have ICU brought to me. Mm-hmm. I've been delirious from the infection. I mean, my highest white blood count was 26,000.
Wow.
And normal was between 5, 7, 10,000. And mine was 28 or 26. And so from being that, I mean, that's pretty bad. That's when your body can start shutting down, your organs start shutting down, and you don't listen. When it takes control of your body, you don't know how to fight. And that's the thing I'm saying to everybody out there is that you don't know how to fight it. You get and do everything you can, because back then, Leslyn, nobody knew. I didn't get diagnosed with lymphedema until 2012, I think it was.
And you'd already had a whole bunch of infections under your belt.
I did. Bad. I mean, I was already losing, that lobule was so bad to where you even walk. And what I say is that it can get up, that weight could be up to 50 pounds on the inside of my leg. And that's like tying 5, 10-pound bowling balls on the inside of your leg and walking with it. And I'm off balance on one side. And it was painstaking, to put, pants on to pick up your leg. And,
right.
and the thing is, I don't complain about it. I have hard times. I'm frustrated. It is frustrating, and I get it. And I've had to deal with this in such a way that it's painstaking. But the thing is, I want to make sure and manage it. I didn't even know how to manage it. You didn't know. What is that? Well, I go to a doctor. Oh, you just need to lose weight. And if I heard that once, I heard it 1,000 times. And if I got a penny for every time a doctor told me that, I'd be rich. because they didn't know. That's just a fat deposit. Oh,
Yeah.
I went to a endocrinologist,
Mhm.
and they did a biopsy on it because they thought it was cancerous.
Oh.
And they just said, well, I don't know what to do with that. And I can't cut it off because it's too, intricate. It's, too invasive. And I get all that, but it's like, I didn't get any answers. And if I knew then what I know now, and that's why it's so great to be having this symposium
Mhm.
that, what we're doing with lipedema and lymphedema, and what Catherine and you all were doing is a game changer. We
Mhm.
have to, just like my Lymphopod, med solutions and, Lymphopress that's helped me. They changed my life. But right now, I can't even use my Lymphopod right now because of
Mhm.
all the leakage that's on the
Oh,
side of my
yeah.
leg.
But coincidentally, Sean, actually, Lymphopress, who makes the Lymphopod, is a platinum sponsor for the
Awesome.
symposium. So
Awesome.
they're a big supporter of the message that we're trying to deliver. And Sean, tell everybody a little bit about that Lymphopod, because it's made for someone who's very large.
Yes, it's made for people that there's no hope. Like I had different pumps, and the pump, in my opinion, didn't work for me whatsoever. The Velcro, I felt like the Incredible Hulk as soon as I, put it on. Boom, just it just, and then when your leg grows, they fit you. It's not, it doesn't. It's not conducive to working with me. Well, I remember seeing the Lymphopod, okay,
Mhm.
and I remember saying, man, I that was on my dream list. That was on my vision board, if you will. I want that, okay, and I remember and then everything worked out where Betty Westbrook had her. She started talking. And all of a sudden it started going, and she got it right there and went to talk to Brenda, and then all of a sudden I had a man that came here to see me that was a representative here,
Mhm.
and lo and behold, I had it within 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I was like, man, it was and I was using it. And the thing about it is anybody that's morbidly obese or 500, 600, 700, even 800 pounds, they slip into it just like a sleeping bag.
Yes.
And then you zip the side up, and it completely massages from your trunk all the way down to your feet. And it's different things. You do it right off your smartphone. You know what I'm saying? You have it right there. And it just, I'm like, oh man, look at that. I can control the world and my lymphopod, right there. And
Yeah.
it's doing, but the sad thing is I have it right there, over
Yeah.
there, and I can't use it because
Because of
now
the wound leakage.
the
Yeah.
wound
The
linkage.
skin.
I have a yeast infection all over my body,
Mhm.
candida,
Mhm.
and what it's done is my body is like it's under attack.
Mhm. Well, and
And
this is and your talk that you're going to give is that you're saying you're all in all out war,
it
and you're
took
going to
over me.
and you're
Yes.
going to, yes, well, when lymphedema takes over your life, then what do you do? And speaking to that, Sean, how do you stay positive with all this? Because there are you keep getting hit with things, even though you're doing everything right. You get hit with things. How do you stay positive?
Well, great question. A human being is a trichotomy, right? We're physical, mental, and a spiritual being. Okay.
Mhm.
My first thing is that number one, my faith in my creator, my God, is first and foremost. Okay. I don't ever push it on anybody else, but that's what helps me, my spirituality. Okay. And then my mental. Okay. Listen to me. For years, what I tried to do, Leslyn, is get my body in shape without my mind being in shape. If you don't get the real estate between your ears in shape, and find out what's going on this path right here, or
Mhm.
what trauma, what things is even in my book that just is getting ready to come out. And it's called Becoming Larger Than Life, addressing the elephant in the room. I go through everything from my trauma, the tragedies in my life, the abuse that's happened in my life, the neglect, all those things right there to where it made up a being. And 95% of obese people have had something traumatic happen in their life that people don't want to talk. Oh, you're just fat. How did you let yourself get that way? Well, guess what? They're not going to stifle this voice and this body. So here's what's happened is I had to get my mind in shape. And the thing is before my mind was in shape, Leslyn, I tried every diet and try it. Okay. I don't like using the word diet because what it means to me, I like using a lifestyle. I like using healthy living. The reason being, if you're going to incorporate it, make it a lifestyle, make it for life, not just for a one and done type thing. And whenever you're done, what are you going to do? What's going to be sustainable? Well, I'm in that. I got my mindset down, my nutrition down, my water. I drink, this is a gallon water right here. You see this? And it's like, it talks to me too. On the side of it, it has all these things right here. It says, hey, ready. So I make sure I get my water in. Look at that. I'm almost done. That's a gallon. So even this day, so my thing is sometimes, I don't get the full, I making sure I'm hydrated. Okay. Maybe that's why I'm leaking so much. I mean, I just like, I'm like,
it's not. Keep
yes.
doing it. Keep doing it.
Well, and anyways, my mindset, also the physical. And so what I got to do is I've had to be mentally myself is all things in incremental steps, small steps, taking one bite at a time. And, you can't eat an elephant at whole. You have to eat it one bite at a time, in theory. But at the same time is what I do is that I have people and who I surround myself with. That is so vital. So if you don't have something that you're doing spiritual, whether you're getting away, you're relinquishing from everything, meditation, whatever you have to do, pray, and then making and working sure on the psychology of your mind and making sure that you are feeding this mind with good stuff that's going to help you. That's not going to drag you down with all the, what you read, what you put into your brain. I have to do that. And I got my mind in shape because for years, because I was trying to get my body in shape first, I tried every diet. And then as soon as I would fail, guess what I would do? I quit. I fall off the horse. But what I do now, Leslyn, is as soon as I fall back down, I'm back up. This would have knocked anybody where I'm at right now. Yes. I would have quit. I would have said, what's the use? No, I'm in this because I'm not where I want to be, but I'm where I need to be, if that makes sense. And I feel that it's a mission that I'm going to get the answers. And if it's how I look at it, okay, it's like, is the cup half empty or is the cup half full? And it's always the grass is greener on the other side, they say, but it's also green on the septic tank too. And so we look at things that, are in life and this, and my wife, my word, my wife is she's awesome. I couldn't do what I do. Does she get frustrated? Yeah. Is she vocal? Yeah. You better believe it. Is it rough? Yes. But I'm going to tell you what, we're a team. And having that support, and I know there's a lot of obese people that don't have that. I know 30 million people that can't get out of their home. That's who they're my people. That's my community. And they're struggling with lymphedema. They're struggling with these, and they're just in their house waiting to die. And so what I do is how I'm so positive is that I know life is going to happen. But what I did is I quit comparing myself to other people too.
Yes.
I put a blinder up because somebody lost 100 pounds. They were in my situation and it took them a year to do it. And look at them go. Well, guess what? It's not their journey. It's not my journey. My journey's my journey. Your journey's your journey. And don't tell me what you need to do. Well, have you tried? Yes, I have tried that. And my wife knows everything. And my wife tells me all the time, she goes, I would have gave up a long time ago, Sean. Because my wife will not lie for me as far as what I'm doing, how I'm going about it. And guess what? That's how I stay positive, just making sure my mind is right, my spiritual well-being, my people that I surround myself with.
Right. So if you want to hear about Sean's journey and the journey of, we have a slate full of other people who have either lymphedema or lipedema or both that are going to be talking about their journeys. come to join us at our symposium. We'll also have other speakers who are clinicians and other providers of doing innovative things. Learn about what these other people are doing, and join us at our symposium happening October 22, 23, and 24. There is a link that you can see right below to register. And I know that we all want to hear Sean's story. So be sure. And
I want to hear his story. I want to hear his story. He's a good speaker, folks. Just don't do it. But he's going to pump up with lymphedema, this lymphedema symposium, and we're gonna crush it. So everyone needs to be there. Don't say might be there. You come, because they got what they put together. I can't wait. I mean, I'm pumped up about it, Leslyn.
And it will be fantastic if you're there live, because we're going to have lots of live chats, and you'll be able to participate in the Q&A and ask Sean and the other speakers questions. But don't worry, it's going to be recorded. If you are not available, you can watch all the symposium later at your leisure, or maybe you just want to watch Sean again. And so you're there live, and you also have the recording, and you can see it some more. So
and you know what, Leslyn, too? And the other thing is that if they come, they'll get to see me do a backflip live on everything. You ever see a fat man do a backflip? That's what. Or me, a slam man. I'm going to slam dunk a basketball in a 10-foot hoop. I'm going to do that. But everybody can ask me questions, but I only have one stipulation.
What's that?
They can't grade me on my answers.
Okay.
Because I didn't do too good in school, so I have a stigma about that. So, anyways,
that did not hold you back. You've accomplished quite a bit with your life, and there's still more that you're going to accomplish. You're only partway on that journey.
Yes.
So please join us. It was so wonderful being here to chat with you today, Sean. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you, Leslyn. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being a constant in my life and a great help. Thank you. Shout out to Catherine for her starting, this, and what she's doing, and her story is all inspirational. So thank you. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
Okay. And we'll see everybody next time when we have another speaker. Bye-bye, everybody.